YouTube, this is SamHamTV here, coming to you guys with a first place deck profile for the what's this set called?
It wouldn't be Clash of Rebellions, it would be
What is it called? What is it called? Yo, what is this set called?
Clash of Rebellions, but I don't have Clash of Rebellions cards in this.
Oh yeah. He came first place in the Clash of Rebellions
Win a box tournament.
win a box tourney. So he's gonna show his deck profile. So Hashan, whenever you're ready, man.
Alright, man. Wait. So what do I put?
Right here.
Alright, so basically one Inferno Nunchu.
Yeah, just turn it.
It's the JD of the deck, and it also negates one spell or trap on the field and can banish it, so it's really useful for double effects. Beauty of this card is, if you ever have that and say you get out a Raiden or a Card Trooper, you can tribute them, banish the spell or trap, and still keep a 3000 beater on board.
That's pretty good.
Next one Infernoid Divide. It's your heavy storm of the deck.
Yep.
It destroys all spell and traps cards on the field. And it's kind of like Onu, where basically instead of monsters and spells and traps, this one does monster effects. So you contribute a monster when a monster effect's activated, and that's even during the damage deal. So if say I attack a Graph and they want to resolve it, I contribute this and I contribute a monster to banish it and negate its effect. The only reason you run one of each is because banishing 3 Infernoids is always tough, and you're always not going to have a situation where you can do it, right? So I just want to be, one of each.
It's done. So you have the graveyard effect or no?
Yep.
This is your double attacker of the deck. When Pendulums come out, it's not going to be as good, only because you have to attack and send the monster to the graveyard. But right now, it's great for putting up damage on board. You can usually put up sometimes up to 38, 4,000 damage in one turn just with this alone.
No, one is enough.
3 Sightsamus. This is the only reason I play the deck, to be honest. This card basically, when you attack a monster, you don't even have to destroy it, you just have to attack it, and you get a banish one card on the field. It's like Spellbound Fate, it doesn't target. So someone tries to chain a Call of the Haunted, chain something, before you resolve it, you can wait, let them do what they want to do, and then banish whatever you want.
Wow.
3 Patrulia, nothing much to be said here. This is just, it's an MST of the deck. The only downside is it can attack after
It uses effect.
But I mean, at the same time, it'd be kind of ridiculous if it could. 1800 body's decent too for protection purposes. 3 Harmony, the $30 expensive ass card of the deck. I don't know why it's the most expensive card, but destroys one monster on the field, but it can't attack this turn. It's usually good because when you bring it out and you have Raiden, you have an instant level 7 synchro, and that's usually what you end up going into the most.
Exactly. So your Michael and your Yazi.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Well, you can't do Michael, but Black Rose Dragon, Ancient Sacred Wyvern, Clearwing, and the last Infernoid, 3 Antra. It's your Compulse of the deck. Decent body at 2000 defense, but I mean, and I usually like it better than Harmony because destruction doesn't do much anymore, but bouncing cards do.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty good.
I know most people run a lot of Lightsworns in this deck. I only run 3. So I run 2 Raiden, obvious mill 4, and sets up all your synchro plays. There's this really cool thing you can do with, like I have Scapegoat. You can use the Scapegoat tokens and make Raiden and make a level 7 or 8 synchro depending on what you want to do for the time.
Double Raiden?
Lila. Honestly, this is like the MVP of the deck to me sometimes because there's so many times where I have a back row issue because this deck has the most power of any deck to me, even Necros I'd say, but like the problem with this deck is you die to Floodgate so easily, like Iron Wall, Vanities, and Lila's amazing for that.
You did pull this card on me yesterday, so this is
2 Card Trooper. I like this card again. Its mill 3 is a cost, so it has to go through, which is kind of nice. 1900 at times, good for tributing monsters, and you're always going to +1 off it, which is nice because you get to draw deeper into your cards.
Pretty good. So 2 Card Troopers.
Then for the spells, obvious Regeki. These are just the one-ofs. Book of Moon, obvious. Monster Gate, because people say that they like Reasoning better because you can just mill it and without having a monster. I like this better because I'm guaranteed a monster when I'm on the field. And it's always going to be useful because it's always either going to be a Card Trooper, Raiden, Lila, or a Floodgate card I side in. So it's always going to be useful. I wish this was a 3 and Reasoning was a 1, to be honest.
Wow.
Burial from a different dimension because you're always banishing shit, and at some point you want to bring it back if you can.
He's at 3,000.
So the 2 ofs, 2 charge of Light Brigade, just to search, get some consistency in this deck. 2 Dark Hole, just in case for like Vanity's Fiend, Majesty's Fiend, any monster Floodgate, Dark Law you just don't want to deal with. 2 Galaxy Cyclone. The reason you keep this in the deck is because even if you mill it, you still get value out of it later, because what's mostly going to stop your game is Floodgates.
Yeah.
And you can always, and even if you don't mill it, you use it once, you get a second use of it. 2 Void Seer. This is Forbidden Lance on steroids. So basically what's cool about it is if you mill it, and say someone tries a Dark Hole or Regeki or use a monster effect to destroy you, you can banish it from the grave to save you.
Wow.
And even if you don't, you can. It's unaffected by card effects the turn you use it if you just draw it normally. So it's always useful, but you just don't want 3 because you're not always gonna have a monster that you're gonna save, right?
Exactly. And it clogs.
Yeah, exactly. Other cards. These are my tech choices. 1 Rhoda, because I feel like the deck's biggest problem is what do you do if you don't have reasoning, right? Without reasoning, and like a lot of people, like I'll say bad Inferno players play their deck like it's reasoning or bust. I always play my deck like, what if I do if I don't draw reasoning? So I always have Rhoda just to get to Raiden, even if charge doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Scapegoat. 1 Scapegoat because I like a little bit of defense in this deck, and I don't have to worry about destroying monsters because my monster's always more powerful than most other people's monsters. So just to keep him at bay because his deck runs very little defense, and there's so many cool things you can do with these monsters. They have other effects where it's like, once per turn during either player's turn, you contribute 1 monster on your field and banish a card from the graveyard. You contribute the tokens to banish cards from the graveyard. And again, Raiden synchro plays, and when Decatron comes out, you can make so many crazy synchros with this card. And then, obviously, 3 Reasoning.
Best card in the deck.
It's so stupid in this deck. And if they don't call the number right, and last card for traps, 1 Torrential Tribute. Just because, again, just a little bit of defense, because this deck doesn't really run a lot of defense.
Exactly. All right, so that's it for your main deck. Can we go through your side deck real quick?
Sure. Side or extra first?
Let's go through quickly with the sides, and then we can just go through the extra real quick.
Okay, cool. Side deck, this one's a bit different because your worst matchups aren't what you think they are, which you'll understand when I show you. So 1 Chaos Hunter, just for the mirror, and mirror and Ritual Beast, this absolutely shuts them down.
Yeah.
1 End of Anubis.
This card's amazing. Necrovalley on crack.
Necrovalley on steroids, and BA Shaddolls, they can't do anything.
That's how you beat me.
And sometimes if you get them against Infernoids, they can't special summon their cards if they're in the grave.
Pretty good.
1 Jinzo.
Hey guys, top 4, you can see
Negates all spells and traps on the field. Negates all traps on the field, my bad. And it just shuts down Satellar, shuts down Yosenju. Spell Canceller, Necros, enough said. Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. It's good to mill off Reasoning, good in the mirror, and it's especially good against Necros because you stop their battle plays, you can just OTK.
Wow.
2 MST, 1 Malevolent Catastrophe, just because against because your worst matchup is Yosenju, because they have so many floodgates and they're just always bouncing your cards back, and so if you can at least get through the floodgates, your game's a lot easier. And because I think Yosenju's the worst matchup, 2 Mirror Force.
Brian, did you lose to him? I lost now.
2 Mirror, exactly. 2 Mirror Force, just because. So with that, 1 Torrential, 2 Mirror Force, you're usually doing okay against them. 2 Royal Decree, obvious, because you don't want to just floodgates. And this is just the Necros and Clee special, 3 Mistake.
Wow.
And this card, I kid you not, like, if you're not Necros, like, I feel like, even if you're Satellar's anything, you should be keeping a couple, just because it may hurt you, but it kills Necros so much worse.
Yeah, they can't play YuGiOh.
Exactly, and that's why, like, I hope to God they don't hit that card, though, but, I mean, honestly, to me, it's essential at 3 if you can use it. 2 to 1 for most other decks.
So that's it for your side deck. Now off to your extra deck real quick.
1 Crimson Blader, just because Shaddolls, Necros especially, if you want to avoid Trish, usually the best way to do it. 1 Scrap Archfiend. Everyone always wonders why, but this card, so Inferno effects are if the effect, I can only put out monsters that are with the effects, where effect monsters are level 8. This isn't an effect monster, it's a normal monster. So if I really wanted to, I could bring out this, bring out this, bring out this, because, and then I can just OTK you.
Yep.
So it's just usually used for OTKs, you're not really going to use it for anything else. It's also nice where if you want to synchro into a level 7, it really helps. Yazi, Evil of the Yang Zing, can't be targeted. I think it's an auto win against BA, and I couldn't really think of anything else to put in this in the side. Sorry, in the extra. Clearwing Synchro Dragon, just useful if you want to save your Infernoids. Black Rose Dragon, obvious, blows up the whole field. Can't say much more than that. Ancient Sacred Wyvern. This card and Onu have a really cool OTK where if you can bring this out and you can bring out Onu, you attack with Onu, this becomes 5100, you can attack for game.
Wow.
It's usually useful where if you want to just put up damage, and that's what this deck's really good at really quick. So the XYZs in this deck, Felgrand, a lot of times you just want to save your monsters, and this is amazing, and it dodges Valkyris, which is awesome. So if I'm going for a game and they have 2000 or less, if I can get out to a Tondel, make that, it's game. One Big Eye, obvious reasons, take a monster. I was playing a Necros guy once, took his Decisive Armor and started beating him down with it. Castell, standard. Diamond Direwolf for annoying floodgates. Gagaga Samurai just to do more damage. Because this deck, honestly, where it thrives is putting you in pressure situations.
Exactly.
One Exciton Knight, just again to destroys the whole field. Dweller, just only because BA should all are a thing, and usually want to avoid, and it's really easy to make with the Patrulia and Raiden. Diamond Crab King, because obviously Turbo Towers is a thing, and I really wanted to avoid, and the reason I play this over Star Eater is because Star Eater at level 12 locks up your field. This one doesn't, so I can ram, or if say it's a rank 4, I can bring out other monsters to destroy their field, and I can ram and then bring out more monsters after. Whereas with Star Eater, if you leave it there, it's just on the field, and then Carrier or something will just wreck you. And then, sorry. Where's the last one? Achievement Seeker. One Gem Knight Pearl, just again for OTKs. I faced a guy today, made Gem Knight, brought out a Tondel, turn 2, put out, I think it was 8,200 points of damage and won the game. So.
Wow. And cards like Gem Knight Pro and Scrap Archfiend is unaffected by Fiendish Chain. So that's really
exactly.
Good.
And the other thing too is, like, I think this deck's really good. It's a tier. The problem is its consistency. It has the best power of any deck. So if you're gonna play a deck, if you like a deck with power, and it really makes you think on your feet, which I like. It has a good Necros matchup, 50-50 I'd say, which is better than most decks for Necros usually. Especially when you side in Spell Canceller, Kaiku, and other things, usually better than not. I think it really good Burning Abyss matchup, destroy Shadalls. Absolutely, if you lose to Shadalls, it's because of BLS. That's the only reason you lose. To me, Satellars are iffy only because of the Iron Wall. But when Decatron comes out, that should solve that, because you can usually send Patrulia, pop their Iron Wall, and call it a day. Or you can usually like bring out another monster and synchro into something that'll destroy their field. Senju's again to me are the worst matchups just because they side so many floodgates, and pretty much they have that stupid Kama that keeps bouncing your cards back. And if you're banishing cards for a fodder, it's really annoying because you're always going to be behind, and that's why I feel like it's a little bit more. It's kind of nice when your best matchup's a rogue deck that no one really like tries to play. And Ritual Beasts to me are like a 50-50, just depends on who draws better.
Yeah.
If they draw Defige or Macro, usually lost, but if they can't get out of the early game, you can usually just smoke them. So yeah, that's the deck, and I mean, I kind of think that it's not a budget deck, but if you like something that's really fun and you just want to get out of the meta, if you don't want to play Clee, BA, Necros, I feel like this is the deck, honestly. The only reason I started picking up this deck was because at regionals, I played like 5 straight mirror matches. I got sick of the matches feeling like forever, and I picked this up and never looked back since.
Alright, thank you so much for your deck profile. You were awesome, man. And congratulations on your winning the box at Banlist. Alright, this is Sam from TeamSamuraiXi, Sam signing out. Peace, and don't forget to subscribe for more YuGiOh videos, guys. Peace out, guys.